Hello teacher, welcome back to our second video, and in this video we are going to continue talking about how to write a good feature story. Earlier in the first video, we've discussed the different types of feature leads. We have talked about this we have talked about the summary lead, narrative lead, descriptive lead, quotation lead, question lead, direct address lead, combination lead, staccato lead, punch lead, and contrast lead. Now, we are done writing the lead. So what comes next? So after a strong lead, we need to make a strong knot graph. Again, take note of this, the knot graph. So ano po yung kino-contain or ano yung laman nitong knot graph? So basically, knot graph is a summary of what the story is going to be about. It is the 5 W's and 1 H that you did not answer in the lead. Okay, again, ito yung parang support of the lead. However, we call it as the knot graph. So kung ano yung ibang details, important details such as 5 W's and 1 H na hindi natin na-mention sa lead, yun yung ilalagay natin sa knot graph. Let's say, for example, this one. Okay? So, varsity football coach, Seamus shift. So, parang ganito siya. Meron siyang who, and then, meron siyang mga when, pwede din mag-where dito, or why, or yeah, you know what. Oh, depende. Kung ano yung mga hindi mo na-mention na important facts sa lead mo, say, for example, gumamit ka ng very unique type of lead. So, dito mo siya ilalagay sa knot graph. Okay? A feature story, wala siyang specific number, no? Na kung sa standard yung number of paragraphs. As long as na-mention ni mo diri as a knot graph, ang katong other important information. Next is, after a strong lead and an informative knot graph, so what do we need to write after that one? So we'll have to make a paragraph, a series of paragraph using the transition or quote formula. Okay, so this is still part of the middle portion of your feature story. Now let's take a look of how it looks like, the transition or quote formula. So take a look at this side, okay, on the left side. So if you can observe, the paragraph would be about the transition. Then it would be followed by a what? A quote, direct quote, like this one, direct quote, and then transition ka naman. When we say transition, meron tayong mga transitional devices, like when yung parang mga clip, mga dangling modifiers, or mga ingon again, transitional devices like with that, or kanang in connection to this, o parang ganun siya. So, again, the transition or quote formula goes like this. The transition, quote, transition, quote, transition, quote. Again, paulit-ulitin natin na sa feature writing, hindi necessary na ganito talaga karami or meron ka talagang sinusunod na dami ng paragraph sa iyong article. As long as you have followed this formula, transition, quote, transition, quote, transition, quote. I hope it's already clear to you. Okay? So, the first, let's go back to the different parts of a feature story. So, the first part is the beginning or the lead, followed by a knot graph, followed by a transition quote formula. So, the fourth part of your feature story is, of course, the ending. So, the important part is, how do we end a feature story? Because in a feature article or feature story, kung unsa nimo pagsugod, unsa ka-attractive ang imuhang lead or imuhang beginning paragraph, dapat ingon ato pod ka-attractive or nakakot gihapon og attention or ato pod ka-powerful ang imuhang ending paragraph. So how do we end a feature story? So there are tips. Here are some tips. So you may end your story with a powerful quote, or you can end it by tying the ending back to the lead. Kumbaga, balikan nimo kung unsa imong gi-present nga idea sa imong lead, balikon nimo og mention sa imong ending. Okay? So specifically, we have 4 types of ending. The summary ending, climax ending, unending ending, unending. Parang hindi pa siya tapos na ending, ganon. And then stinger ending. Okay. So first part or the first type of an ending is the thing we call summary ending. So it simply ties up the loose ends of the story and points back to the lead. So, di ba, nagsugod ka kuntahay, nagsugod ka og summary lead, then mag-end pod ka og summary ending. So, how do you write a summary ending? Excuse me? Let's read this example. All in all, okay, so you summarize kasi you gumamit ka ng transitional device na all in all, everything is a happy combination for Joe Clemente, and this includes staying around for a long time to come and doing what he loves doing at the risk of even going at it alone. So, para siyang i-summarize nimo kung unsa ang about sa life or sa decision making ni Joe Clemente. Let's say, ang imuhang feature story is about the personality Joe Clemente. So, ganyan yung summary ending. I-summarize nimo ang imuhang whole feature article or imuhang feature story. Next is the climax ending. When we say climax, this ending is popular in stories written in chronological order or yung pagkakasunod-sunod, just like a narrative feature. So, what happened at the beginning, tapos ano yung parang, ano siya ka ng story gani nga, beginning, tapos tapos yung pinaka-peak is the climax, and then yun siya. So, similar, it says here that it is similar to the traditional literary format like, and they lived happily ever after. Pero, iba lang yung sa feature story. Kasi hindi naman tayo nagsusulat ng fairy tale. Iba yung fairy tale na story kumpara sa, isang good na feature story na kadalasan sinusulat natin, yung mga real life na feature story. So, ang tawag natin dito is climax ending. So, here is an example. The dusk deepens across the lawn. The party is over. It has been a long day. So, muna siya ang kaning climax ending diri o kaning i-highlight na to ha. It has been a long day. Mura siya parehag effect sa, and they lived happily ever after. Okay? So, I hope you got that one. It's the climax ending. Again, this is only applicable if you are writing it in a chronological order. Mura kang nagkuan og history. So, next is the thing we called unending ending. So, the writer purposely ends by emphasizing a key unanswered question. O, unending man siya, so unanswered question. Okay? So, he ends the story just before the climax to leave his reader speculating on the ultimate conclusion. So, merong mga question na parang pagkatapos basahin ng feature story niya, bitaw no? Unsa mang gyud? Kanang murag ingon ana siya, kanang murag kumbaga wala ka nag-declare sa imuhang message nga imuhang gusto ipaabot sa imuhang reader, but you let them decipher it nga on their own. Okay? So here's an example. Observers are waiting to see if Peking and Hanoi will keep up the level of conflict or whether last week's clashes will become just another incident in this secretive war. So the title of this feature article is Fresh Fighting on a Troubled Border. Muna siya Hanoi, Vietnam, o ambot asan Peking basig sa Vietnam gihapon pero the issue here is kaning troubled border, murag ang ilahang sa land nila. So mura siya ang unending ending diri is what kani siya whether last week's clashes will become unsa man gyud mahitabo mobalik lang pud ka, so wala ta kabalo. Murag ingana ang thought sa unending ending. Again, unanswered question ang tirada sa ending sa imuhang imong feature article. You let your readers speculate unsa man gyud ang posibleng mahitabo. So next type of ending is the thing we call stinger ending. So when we say stinger, of course, startling, surprising ending. So it's something like unexpected. Okay? Murag opposite siya. Kung baga, kaning parya siya sa modern movie nga ang good guy kanang murag nahimo siyang banyo as in nganong ingon ani ang nahitabo totally unexpected just like this one. The story, the title of the feature story is Unlikely Suspect. So the ending goes like this. And so Ricky, he described Ricky, the shy, lovable Ricky who couldn't hurt a fly, turned out to be the ruthless, vicious serial killer wanted by the law. Vicious rather. So parang opposite siya, okay? Murag unexpected turn of events, jud. Stinger. Di ba pag kanang kanang say, magkuan na lang tag kanang murag ma-relate na to aning stinger, no? Di ba na yung mga stings ang bee o like pag matusok ta sa lubot sa bee, uy, naunsa man to? Nganong sakita ba ato murag ingana pod ang effect kana? Ha? Nganong naingon ani ang nahitabo? So startling, surprising ending. Okay, so again, let's have a review of the 4 different types of ending of a feature story. We have the summary ending, climax ending, an ending, and stinger ending. So for a strong feature story, we should remember this. GQ stud. Okay? So, G for great. Your beginning should be as great as much as possible. So, dapat makakot na siya sa attention kay maapektuhan na niya ang imuhang whole feature story. And of course, you may use quotes. Okay? Powerful quotes. And yun siya, strong lead. Dapat mayroon talagang strong lead yung iyong feature story. And use transition quote formula. It should have a unique angle. And of course, it should have a description. Nindot yun dapat pagka-describe. Detailed description ang atuang feature story. So, ayan siya. Okay? So, GQ, STUDD, or GQ stud. So, yeah. For our task, of course, if I've let you write a news article, in this time, I would also ask you to write your own feature story. So, parang wala na ko'y facts, nagikon diri, kamo na bahala. Kamoy bahala, depende sa inyong creativity, unsa ang inyong gamiton na lead, unsa ang ninyo pagaray, and I chose these topics. I think that most of you can relate din naman, because I believe na amo ani tanan na experiences. So, you will talk, pili lang kayo ng isa, choose from the topics here. So, you may write a feature article about your most favorite person in the world, or you may write an article about your most unforgettable experience, or you may write about your sa maning tourist spot na naadtuan, or tourist spot nga gusto adtuan nga gusto nimong i-feature. Okay? So again, your feature article, wala tay limit na pila ka paragraphs as long as you have followed the parts. You have the lead or the beginning, you have the not graph, you have the transition or quote formula, and of course, you have the ending. Your paalala, your lead and your ending should be powerful enough. Kung unsa ka powerful ang imuhang lead, ingato pod ka powerful ang imuhang ending. Okay? So that's it. Thank you so much. I hope you have learned something in this feature writing discussion.